I ain't done this in a while. Here we go. It's been a minute.
You're listening to the worst podcast in the universe. Call or text us now to 706-237-8230. This is the Landon and Dylan Show.
Got to make sure I have the Skype pulled up, the Skype number. That'd be.
We're gonna get so many calls, right?
Yeah. Now your mic went way up again.
Oh, okay.
There, that's good.
This is good here. I think just when I turn my knob, I think it's gonna be a brief second, but
Okay, no worries. Fuck it.
Dude,
Dylan, what's up, dude?
it has been far, far too long since we have done a show just you and me. What would you do if it was just you and me? It has been far too long, Landon. I am so excited to do a show with my old broadcasting partner. What's
right.
new?
Dude, a lot's happened. Here recently. I'm just going to pull this up and make sure everything's coming through good. So, you were telling me on Facebook the other day that they think they have the Zodiac Killer.
Yes.
I would love to hear about this because I know nothing about it.
Yeah, so it's actually super open and shut. Basically, from what I understand, it wasn't like the police who made this discovery. It wasn't like some group that's been on the case for a long time.
Right.
It was just a group of people who I guess like this is something that they do. This is something they like researching things. And they believe that they've identified the killer due to the scar on the forehead, which is prominently drawn in even the drawing. That was something that people mentioned. It looks in the photo or in the drawing, it looks as though it might just be like a line in his brow, but they've decided that was a scar, and that they were able to connect this person who has the same scar. They were able to connect him to two cases that happened prior to the Zodiac spree. And so, while I don't believe that the case is closed, I think a lot of people believe that we found our man.
I think a lot of people want to believe they found their man.
Yes. I mean,
so the only reason you're saying that they're tying this guy to it is that he's tied to two previous things and he had a scar, which relates to the picture. That's the only thing that ties him.
Yes. Okay. And the killings, those killings that happened prior, it had always been thought that those were done by the Zodiac and not a separate person.
Oh, okay.
So, but up until now, now we finally have, the proof, so to speak. Right. Obviously, the guy's passed away by now. It doesn't make a difference one way or the other, but that is huge. I mean, that really is a breakthrough in a 65-year-old story.
Yeah, but to me, I guess it's still not, still not a shut case, but
yeah, I
personally would feel more gratification from having the codes deciphered, the ciphers deciphered.
And I'm sure now that they have a supposed name, I'm sure everybody and their mother are going to be out there, altering, trying to solve the codes now. So maybe that's not too far off.
Maybe just knowing his name and knowing a little bit about him. I don't know. Maybe they can look for other writings from him and see what types of words he would have used.
Yeah, 100%. So I have on the screen over here a story. Mm-hmm. Have you heard about the newest celebrities to be canceled?
No. Oh, God. I mean, I hate celebrities either way, but yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the most untouchable comedian of all time, Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle?
Dave Chappelle has been canceled.
Wasn't he canceled before, though?
Dave Chappelle's always canceled. So Dave Chappelle, and I'm sorry there's a little fly flying around. It's bothering the hell out of me. There is a story basically, the way that Dave Chappelle sets up his comedy shows is there's going to be one comedy show that's going to be super woke,
Right.
and the Rotten Tomatoes audience is going to love it, but it's not as funny.
Right.
And then his next comedy show will be super funny, but it'll be not nearly as woke, and normally the reviews are worse because it's not woke.
Right.
So Dave Chappelle, he basically got onto his soapbox on stage in this new Netflix program, and he said someone like J.K. Rowling, who's the Harry Potter writer, shouldn't be getting shit because she says that there's a difference between a biological woman and a trans woman. And he went on to talk about how you look at someone like Caitlyn Jenner, formerly Bruce Jenner, and she won Woman of the Year her first year of being a woman. That was the joke. So everybody's after, all of the groups are after Mr. Dave Chappelle. And a woman who I don't know if you'll know, her name's Sage Steele. She's an ESPN correspondent.
I don't know.
So important to the story to say she is of mixed race.
Okay.
So she went on an interview with Jay Cutler.
Okay.
And, they were just tossing the shit, talking, and she brought up two separate things. She had brought up a conversation she had with somebody where they said, when you fill out your census, what do you mark yourself as? And she said, I just mark myself as white, and then I mark black. And the person said, well, you can't do that. And she said, I can do that. I do that. She said, well, Obama, he marks himself as black and he's biracial. And Sage just said, well, what other people do is none of my concern. I don't care what other people do.
Right.
And then she said that the mandates for the vaccine is sick. And she said these statements in the nicest way possible.
Right.
In the nicest way possible that you could say these things.
So
and
she got canceled for this too?
She's canceled. As a matter of fact, ESPN's official statement it basically says we feel like people who believe in all types of things can work with us. And then there's however, we feel like people should discuss these topics in more of appropriate manner. Basically saying, oh, you can have your opinion, but keep it to yourself. And if it goes against our company's opinion, go fuck yourself. You're fired.
Right.
So
is she got fired for it?
I don't think she got fired. I think the discussion is, and I'm sure she might be on the chopping block.
She's probably like off camera or something.
No, she's an on-camera person. But what I'm saying is like her complaints were the fact that like ESPN and our government are saying you have to be vaccinated to be able to work. She said, listen, regardless of if she wants a vaccine or not, she thinks it's sick to mandate that type of thing. Mm-hmm. And so for all we know, this is a lady who is vaccinated, who likes the vaccine, loves the vaccine, but ESPN did not like her speaking freely on the Jay Cutler podcast.
Isn't that crazy though that you can't say the things you want to say when you're outside of work? Like that blows my mind.
That's the thing. That's why this show, for a long time made me super nervous with you, because like I didn't want my stupid, piss and shit humor show to ruin, your opportunities.
Right.
And so when we first talked about starting this show, we were very standoffish at first.
Oh yeah.
We had rules set for ourselves. We weren't gonna swear. We weren't gonna, we were gonna steer away from specific subjects. And after a short period of time, we sort of both just agreed, fuck it, we're having a good time.
Yeah. Screw it, dude. You can say whatever you want to say.
Yeah. Which, man, it's so crazy to think it's been almost a year. I think January will be a year since the official launch of the Landon and Dylan show. Isn't that crazy?
It's been more than a year.
Has it?
Yeah, because I just got a reminder today that it was a year from our 11th episode. So.
Oh wow, man.
Yeah, it was like a couple months ago was our 1 year.
Wow,
doing the shows.
That's so.
This is episode 20 though. I don't know if you didn't see it, I guess, but yeah.
No. Wow, episode 20. So in a year, and some change, we pulled off 20 episodes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, this really is the most random show in history.
It's like what, one every 3 weeks?
If that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's how the math works out. Yeah.
Right.
But we haven't done one every 3 weeks.
No.
Some of them have been closer together, some of them have been more spread out,
Yeah.
So
it's all good. That's the beauty of it. That's what we said in the beginning.
Yeah.
I wanted to feel like a job. Just do it.
We didn't want to schedule. We wanted to have fun. And we always try to have good stuff to talk about. Like, I feel like our topics, like, of course, there's always that period of our show where we talk about the same shit we talk about every episode. But I feel like overall, we do a really good job of having, like, creative content, creative topics to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Ric Flair?
Yes, I know Ric Flair. He lives here.
Well, not too long ago, Ric Flair got canceled.
Of course he did.
Ric Flair got canceled? So Ric Flair got canceled because 18 years ago, he whipped his dick out on a plane, did the helicopter with it,
did he?
and tried to get a stewardess to touch him.
My man.
So now Ric Flair's canceled. By the way, this woman at the time had sued the WWE or whatever.
Right.
Had gotten her settlement. But there's this program on Vice called Dark Side of the Ring where they talk about all these things. So Ric Flair's canceled. Ric Flair's canceled now.
Hey, Cheryl. Thanks for following. God, you scared me there. You can't see that, Dylan, but there's this huge overlay of this bloody knife that comes down for Halloween, like when somebody follows or tips or whatever on the screen. Did you hear the sound it made?
No, I didn't hear or see anything. I just heard you, woo!
It made me jump there for a second because it was quite loud on my through these headphones. It scared the shit out of me. Welcome, Cheryl. Yeah, so, dude, Ric Flair's in bad shape, by the way. He's going to give his last woohoo pretty soon.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, that's the thing. Flair's an old man. That's the thing, is it's like, I find it so fucking ironic that we are the only country in the world where we're going to cancel Ric Flair, but we're going to fucking make Ted Bundy out to be a hero.
Right.
Like, isn't that fucked up how that works? Where, like, in a world so fucking conscious of sexual assault and rape and murder, we're going to cancel people who, granted make mistakes, but we're going to put a guy like Ted Bundy on a pedestal.
Right.
I mean, there are people there are people who, like, want Ted Bundy, who wish they were a Ted Bundy victim. That's how fucked up people are. And we're talking regular people here, not people that are fucked up in the head.
Oh, yeah. No, these, like, people, like, fantasize about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy to me.
Yeah. And, I mean, dude, I'm not even mad at Ric Flair. Like, doing the helicopter on an airplane, like, I could see where I would have came up with that, too.
But the issue is that he tried to have the stewardess touch him. Well, that's the issue, which, yes, is an issue. However,
asking it shouldn't be a problem.
Well, like I said, I wasn't on the plane.
Right.
From what the Dark Side of the Ring said, she was in, like, the stewardess pit or whatever the fuck they call that. Right. And he sort of had her cornered in there and he wanted her to, touch him. And I guess he grabbed her arm and, like, had her feel his chest, but he didn't go further than that. He didn't have her touch his cock. He didn't go any further than that. So, I don't know. I feel like this is my opinion on it. This is a lady who got her settlement out of court. If she really felt, that he had raped her or whatever, she should have proceeded with criminal charges.
Right.
She should have filed criminal charges. But she didn't. And I know that might be an unpopular opinion, but to me, if you get a payout because someone did something creepy to you or someone did something terrible to you, you should have a 100% gag order on yourself. You should not be allowed to talk about anything they did because you didn't go through and criminally charge. Right. So that person's still out there. It's not about building awareness. Like that person's like if Ric Flair is some type of serial rapist, like what? He's still out on the streets because this lady decided she wasn't going to press criminal charges. That's fucked up.
Right.
Bill Cosby out and about doing comedy shows. Did you know that?
I thought he was in prison.
He got out. You don't know about this?
No, I didn't even know he got out.
Oh,
this is new to me.
Several months ago.
Really?
Bill Cosby got out because there was a loophole.
Oh, yes. Of course he found a loophole.
If you remember back in 2005, that was when
part of the plan.
2005 was when the Bill Cosby information first came out and the first woman had sued.
Okay.
Well, the DA and the attorney had made a deal that, like, the information used in that case, because Bill Cosby testified, they made a deal that the information in that court case couldn't be used ever again because Bill Cosby testified.
Oh, really?
Well, unfortunately, the testimony was used in the new case. And because of that deal that was made with the attorney and the DA all those years ago, the whole case has to be thrown out. Bill Cosby's a free man.
Wow.
So Bill Cosby's been free for a couple months now. And the night
He's
that he
doing
was
comedy shows?
Yes. The night that he got out, it was reported that he was already calling comedy promoters, getting shows, and people are booking him, and people are going to see him. And yeah, man, I would love to. I want to see a Bill Cosby comedy special now that he's been in prison.
Yeah.
Oh, you see, I took the soap and I put it in my right hand, and the nice gentleman in the showers, he fucked me in the ass. Like, I wonder if like Bill Cosby's full Richard Pryor now. Like, if he's just gonna walk on stage, hey, motherfuckers!
Yeah, I'm interested to see that. Dude, I didn't know that. That's crazy. I didn't know.
Yeah, that is wild that you didn't hear about that.
Gotta love the loopholes, man.
Yeah,
Stay within the law.
Such a monster is now free on the streets. Yeah, that's some bullshit, huh? Bill Cosby gets to do comedy shows, but Ric Flair can't have a job now.
Right.
What the fuck?
Ric Flair was doing Cameo for a while.
Was he?
I mean, he still might be doing it.
I bet you a Ric Flair cameo is $500.
Oh, I bet you it's more than that.
You think more than 500?
Yeah.
It's been a long while since we've hopped on the Cameo, looked at the prices for all of our favorite celebrities.
Yeah.
I know that Cameo's big with professional wrestlers. That's what we learned. Like, do you remember Sting, the wrestler Sting?
Yeah, I met Sting.
Okay. Here's a fun fact about Sting on Cameo.
I met the original Sting.
Here's a fun fact about Sting on Cameo.
Okay.
If you spend $200, I think it's $300. If you spend $300 on a cameo, you can get a cameo from Steve Borden, which is Sting without the space paint.
Really?
But if you pay $500 on Cameo, you can get a cameo from Sting with the face paint.
Oh my! Okay, Ric Flair is on here. Okay, it looks like everything's still going. Okay, Ric Flair is on here. Personal use video is $500.
See?
And a for business video is $10,000.
Oh, see, they found a loophole. So now we'd have to pay more for the for business use because we're a podcast.
No, like hell.
Here's something.
You know, I don't obey the rules. Here, listen to this.
The
Can you hear this?
16-time world heavyweight champion, the original
Everybody else
limousine
can
riding, jet
That's all right.
flying, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun, announcing the fact that I'm available on Cameo. Call
just
out the Nature
screaming at
Boy.
the camera,
I will
dude.
shout out happy
That's
birthday.
fantastic.
He's old as shit, and he's just
Ric-
screaming at the camera.
He's an old man, you know. He's in wrestler mode.
Yeah.
But like
I bet you
I
Bill
s-
Cosby comes on here.
Cameo. Oh
Dude,
God,
wouldn't that
imagine.
be? No,
Oh
he's not.
man. See, for me, like it's funny because I saw that thing about Sting on Cameo, and you know, Sting's 500 and Steve Borden is
Yeah.
300. Have we ever talked about the Hulk Hogan trial, the Gawker trial?
The Hulk Hogan trial?
Yes, and how Hulk Hogan said the funniest thing under oath.
No.
Okay, so Hulk Hogan under oath. This is just so you. Let me explain the trial.
Okay.
This is when Hulk Hogan sued Gawker and Bubba the Love Sponge because that sex tape was released and Hulk Hogan said the N-word and whatnot.
Right. I remember that.
So on trial, Hulk Hogan was asked if he had told this lady that his penis was 9 inches long. And Hulk Hogan responded by saying, well, Hulk Hogan has a 10-inch penis. Terry Bollea's penis isn't anywhere that big. And the guy who's like, I don't know, the prosecutor, whatever, he looks at Hulk. There's video, audio, the whole thing. He looks at Hulk Hogan. He just goes, seriously? He goes, yeah, I mean, I'm Terry Bollea. And Hulk Hogan has a 10-inch penis, but Hulk Hogan's penis is, or Terry Bollea's penis is nowhere near that big. Dude, Hulk Hogan has a working gimmick for his cock.
That's funny.
That's fantastic. So, because we're already on this subject, what wrestler in their character do you think has the biggest dick?
The Big Show.
You think the Big
I
Show
just
has the biggest
naturally
dick?
that should be the answer.
Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon, by far in character, has the biggest dick on planet Earth.
Oh yeah.
That's why he walks. That's why he does the strut.
Yeah.
Because his dick's a third leg.
Are you still doing your wrestling podcast?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. How's that going?
We took a 2-week hiatus. We needed to get a better schedule, but we will actually be doing another video today.
Ooh, tonight.
Probably early morning, but yes.
So tomorrow.
Yeah,
Not today.
not today. Well, it's weird because of time zones, because
Right.
the person who I'm doing the show with is from Texas. You know how much I love doing shows with the Texans.
Yeah, what is up
And
with that?
I don't know. Adam's been a friend forever. So, but Adam, my buddy Adam's my co-host, and I can't say we. He watches AEW, he takes notes, and we review the show. We review the episodes of Dark Side of the Ring. We also we do like news, so we'll talk about like the wrestling news for that week. So yeah, I mean it's something fun. It's something that I've never done before, and it's an interesting. It's something different. I wanted something different because, Christ, I had done the paranormal for so long.
Right.
This show, we do this show, and this show is different, but we only do it once in a blue moon.
Right.
I wanted something that would be, fun
Consistent.
and consistent, precisely.
So, hold on. You bring up
Take-
the paranormal, and I've got to talk to you about something.
All right.
And I'm almost tempted to call Jerry on the phone and let Jerry All right, let me just say, Jerry put me in a situation where he wants me to convince you of something,
All right.
but he doesn't have the balls to do it himself.
You don't want to ask. Yeah.
So, you know, the last time that we did a show, we talked about how Jerry's going off the rocker a little bit.
Yeah.
Going a little bit woo, hitting that retirement age, like, let's go crazy.
He's having a good time, yeah.
Wanting me to ride in a Jeep with cloth doors through Mexico with him. Like, hold up.
Yeah.
Let's rethink this just a little bit, bud. Like, I don't want to go through Mexico. Like, we'll be all right, man. Just don't stop.
Just don't stop.
Anyway, so I've finally convinced him that I'm not going in a Jeep driving through Mexico. Like, I have to live, right? So we're going to fly. Which is
No.
fun. We're going to fly to Mexico.
The answer
Mexico
is no.
City.
The answer is no. Jerry,
We are...
Jerry, the answer is no. Go ahead, continue. I'll allow you to continue. I'm just saying the answer is
We're
no.
taking two skiffs, two little
No, that's worse. Wait.
little wood tree boats.
Pause the story. So not only are you wanting me to get on a plane and face my fear of fucking planes,
Yes.
you want me to get on a boat and face my fear of fucking boats?
Yes.
Fuck no.
So we're getting a couple little tree bark rafts, and we have to take them an hour upstream
Oh my god.
through the canals of the jungle
To the
And-
island of the dolls.
to a random island filled with a bunch of dolls, creepy dolls. And he wants me to convince you to go. He said,
So
Dylan should really go to this. It's going to be awesome. We need to
Jerry-
convince Dylan to go.
Jerry, I promise you and I will have a good time at some point. I will meet you, buddy. I'll meet Landon. We'll have a good time. We'll drink. We'll do whatever. I will never get on a plane to get on a boat to go see a bunch of creepy fucking haunted weird dolls. You understand? Those are 3 fears, and once you hit one fear, I'm not going. You're hitting the trifecta. That is a trip where the only possible outcome is death. Maybe that's what Jerry wants.
Well, let's be honest here. You've mentioned multiple times that you're only going to do one haunted adventure, right? So if you're going to do this, in my eyes, the way I look at life, I go all out on that. If I'm only doing it one time, you get the big package. You feel me? You get it all.
Well, the way that I look at it is if I'm going to do one of these paranormal adventures, there's only 3 places that I would want to do them.
I didn't ask you what you wanted to do.
That's exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. See, so I mean, listen. I'll tell you this. You give Jerry the counter. I'll give Jerry the counter offer here. Jerry,
Should I call him?
if he'll answer.
Let's just call him. This is we're just gonna do it live. I mean, this guy's whacked out, man. I'm telling you, he's whacked.
Are you gonna go? Do you seriously think you're gonna go on this trip?
Yeah, I'll do it. Dude, I do all sorts of crazy shit. Like,
That's
this ain't
crazy.
nothing. I mean, this is something, because like we're definitely like destined for death.
I would just make sure his number doesn't go out over the air.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, what up, man?
Nothing.
So, I got you on the line here with Dylan, and I'm trying to convince him to take an airplane to Mexico City, get in a tree bark raft, and float an hour through the canals to an island where we will stay at least one night, and then travel back to eat a bunch of food.
An island full of dolls, right?
Right? Is that a fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a fair assessment.
Okay, so Dylan
What the
has
fuck's wrong with any of that?
right. So Dylan
What
has
the fuck do you mean? What's wrong with
Dylan
any
has a
of that?
message for you with this, and I'm gonna let him take it from here.
This is my message. There is no way in hell. That's number one. No chance in hell, to quote Vince McMahon. You got no chance. Secondly, if I was gonna do it, I would do Amityville, New York. I would do the Bel Air house. There is no fucking way I'm getting on a plane to get on a boat to go stay at the Island of the Dolls.
Pussy.
It's the best answer he could have gave right there.
Jerry, I think you're a crazy old man now.
Listen.
I think that's what's happening.
Well, he's been that. But Jerry, this is what I said to him. I said, Dylan's told me multiple times he's only going to go on one paranormal adventure. I said, here's your chance to go to the Mecca.
That's not an
Yeah,
adventure.
this
That's
is
a
bucket
suicide
list
mission.
shit, dude. This is stuff you can tell your grandkids about one day.
Yeah.
Not if I don't live to see them. Christ.
What would you not live from?
The plane could crash. First off, my
Well,
Okay,
hypochondriac
I
Do you
ain't
get in
planes.
a car? You get in a car every day?
Yeah.
Okay. You do realize that your chances of dying in an automobile accident are higher than dying in a plane wreck, right?
a lot
Yeah, and
higher.
I'm just as nervous about that. The difference between a car wreck and a plane wreck is if a plane crashes, I'm almost positive I'm not going to live. If the car crashes, there's a chance.
This is true, but still,
Thank you. I'm glad. I'm
your
glad.
overall chances of meeting your end through a plane wreck are statistically significantly lower than they are of meeting your end in a car crash.
So now let's skip up to the boat part of the story.
Okay.
Fucking I've seen these rafts. These rafts can barely hold Landon.
They're not
want
rafts.
me-
These are boats.
They're not
man.
rafts.
These are puddle jumpers.
Yeah, they're little skiffs. It's
They're like
close enough.
pontoon boats. They're like pontoon boats.
Oh, did they get an upgrade?
Go on the Ghost Adventures or for when they went there and take a look at it. And then recently, even Taps, I think, went down there. And I'm not sure if it's on the Ghost Nation show or the new Ghost Hunters because, you know, Jason and them now are not producing Ghost Nation anymore. They're back on Ghost Hunters again.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they got their name back. It's been enough years or whatever.
And the final part is, well, I wouldn't call this a pontoon boat.
No, it's
Dude,
not,
it's a good sized boat.
yeah, it's not
Yeah, no,
it's not
it-
a wooden canoe.
Well,
It's
yeah,
like a ferry.
Yeah.
it looks like it
it's
fits.
like an older ferry boat.
It looks like it fits a family comfortably. At
Yeah.
least what I'm seeing. Anywho,
All right, so you're over the boat thing. The boat's cool.
yeah, the boat's cool. The
All right, the
plane's
boat's cool.
not cool.
We're cool
The
with the
plane's
boat.
not cool. The boat's cool. I'm cool with the boat now. The boat's fine.
Okay, boat's fine.
So I'm not cool with the plane. I'm not cool with the plane. I'm cool with the boat. The boat's fine. The Island of the Dolls.
yeah.
Why would I want to go somewhere to be fucking thrown into the biggest fear? That is so creepy. Those dolls
is
like
the-
talk to
dude.
people.
Dude, okay, my biggest fear when I was a young man was heights. I was absolutely terrified of them. Do you know what I ended up doing in getting rid of that fear?
Jumping out of a plane.
Absolutely.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
I also
Well-
used to stand in the windows in Valentine Hall in Bloomington, Indiana, at 17 floors above it, and look down out of the windows, which were
Hell
much
no.
larger than the average human.
What the hell? See
All right,
that?
but let's take this somewhere else here, Dylan.
All
Right?
right.
You're a skeptic. You don't
Yeah.
believe all this frou-frou bullshit.
Correct.
So why would you not want to go to the one place that everybody's the most terrified of to try to figure out if it's legit? Why would you
'Cause
want
see-
to go to a pansy place?
Here's the thing. I'm a skeptic, I've never once discounted what people believe.
Mhm.
Because, as you know, I don't have the answers to these questions.
Right.
But I sure as fuck don't want to find out on the island of the dolls what the answers are.
Why?
I guarantee you won't find the answers there, but I guarantee you that you will find some evidence towards those answers.
See,
You never will get the final answer, dude. Landon and I have been doing this for too long. We'll never get the final answer. You know when we'll get the final answer?
when we die.
Yeah, I came closer to that than any of you fuckers. So
Yeah. So I will consider getting my ass on a plane, to get my ass on a boat, to get my ass to the island of the dolls.
do you have a passport?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm in Pennsylvania, so it's real ID.
No, I mean a passport.
No, but real ID it works as a passport. Like, that's why we have
No,
it
it
here.
doesn't. No, it
No,
doesn't.
that's the whole purpose. It works as a passport and can get you into government facilities. That's why. But
you're talking about another government, dude. They want a United States passport.
Oh yeah, probably in Mexico. Eh?
That's probably true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could go through and get a passport. I can go through that
I don't
process.
have one either. So
Mine's expired. It's expired by a long way. So,
wait a second.
mine's so old that it's a black and white photo.
We just. So that's all it took was for me to call Jerry, and now it just went from hell no to okay, I'll consider it. Yeah, probably,
I'll
that sounds
consider it, but
fine.
consider it
that's
isn't.
that's conceding.
Dude,
That's just,
Yeah.
I'm pushing 60. I'm not pushing 60. I was about to say 65, but I'm over 60 years old. I have no problems doing this whatsoever, and my health is not the greatest. You know.
I know. Yes.
And that's probably because I've lived in Mexico before. I mean, I know what to expect.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, he did live there for a while. So.
He did.
And here's the thing: going to another country is just like going anywhere else in the United States. You don't act like an idiot. You be respectful, and you try as hard as you can not to look like a target or vulnerable. That's all there is to it. And you reduce, if you think something is sketchy, it's probably sketchy, just like it is here.
But now I have a question about this, because see, I'm not worried about the whole Mexico aspect of it, so don't ruin the whole country of Mexico for me. But what I'm saying is this like a safe area? Like, this isn't like the cartel area. Is this like an okay area of Mexico, Jerry?
It's probably better than anywhere else you're going to find, because you've got a lot of federal troops in the area. This is their Distrito Federal. So, it's more well guarded, safe, it's kind of like you'd find in DC here.
Mm-hmm. Is that because it's a landmark type location and they have travelers?
It's like their capital, ain't it? Or whatever.
It is because it's just like Washington DC is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's within the borders of their federal capital district. These canals and these islands were Mayan city 500 years ago, 600 years ago. And when it went under due to Western European interference, the capital city of Mexico was built on its ruins. And it has been continuing to expand ever since then. So, I mean, this is within the federal district of the capital city of all of Mexico. It's a national archaeological park.
So we convinced Dylan he's going to go.
That's
This is
not
going
what
to
happened.
happen next year, Dylan. So you got a year to get your passport. Probably save up $1,000.
Yeah. Well, see, that's not what happened. I didn't say I was going. I said I would consider.
No. I'm telling you, you got a year. And then we're going. You're taking the skiff boat with me. We're going to go figure out if this... Listen, this is a place, man.
And there's other places in Mexico City that are haunted as well.
There's millions of people that will never get this opportunity to go to this place, but will always want to.
But I feel like that's the same thing with like, I'll be honest. I would almost more willingly get on a plane and get on a boat to go to Alcatraz.
Yeah, but
I
you
just
know
feel
something?
like, go ahead.
Do you know what kind of hopes we'd have to jump through to get a permission to go to Alcatraz and probably film and do something overnight?
Although I don't even think they
I don't think you can do filming or the overnight. I think you can film. I don't think you can do the overnight anymore.
No.
Yeah, but we don't have to do all that shit there because you know what? You're more free in Mexico than you are here in this country.
That's true.
All right. I'm feeling you, Jerry. Like I said, I will consider. I will sit down and have the conversation with my loved ones.
Okay. Let me put it to you this way, man. I used to live in the most dangerous city in the world, Ciudad Juarez. I got out of it without a scratch.
You hear the way he talks? Doesn't it like freak you out even more?
Jerry, what the hell are you leading us into?
I lived in the worst part of Mexico.
I'm serious. Well, I'm trying to tell you that you know, it's not just the danger from Mexico and around you. It's I lived in the most dangerous city in the freaking world. It's everything that around there could kill you. So, what are you worried about? Planes and boats and freaking...
Do you speak fluent Spanish? Because I don't know a word of Spanish.
Sí, yo hablo perfecto español, mi amigo.
Great. So at least I'll have a communication with the,
And we're talking about hiring a translator anyway.
Yeah, because if Jerry falls out, I can't speak to nobody.
Yeah.
I might
Well,
combine
that's
us
the
some
thing,
tacos, but that's about
It's like
it.
if some local starts like talking to me, I have no idea what the hell's happening.
Right. Yeah, we gotta hire a translator.
I can speak Spanish almost like a native, dude. So
We're gonna do this, Dylan. We're gonna make this happen. So
I'm
and
considering.
I speak Mexican Spanish, so that's a big difference.
Well, thank you, Jerry. I'm glad that we had this opportunity to speak about your dreams of this journey.
Oh man, this is like the paranormal nut right here, baby.
Have you never been then? When you lived in Mexico, you never went to the Island of the Dolls?
Nope, I went to Mexico City once many, many years ago, but not to the Island of the Dolls. I rode a motorcycle from Dallas all the way to Cozumel Island, which is out by Cancun, out in the Yucatan Peninsula.
I appreciate that.
But that was in 1986, dude. So the only reason I went to Mexico City that time, it wasn't on the route there. It was about 150 miles out of the way, but I had to see it. Because that's just the way I was back then.
Like I said, I will consider. I appreciate you, Jerry.
Okay. Yeah, consider it hard, because I'll tell you what, man, this is something you'll talk about your whole life.
I know. And that's the part of it where, like, that's the part of it that I know how cool that is. Like, it is something not everybody gets to experience. Right. It's something not everybody wants to experience.
It's kind of like when I was on R&R walking down the streets of in Brazil one time, in both Rio and what was the name of that other place? Wasn't Fortaleza, I can't remember, but I saw shit I knew I'd never see again in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, and we're gonna have a group of people, so you'll never be able to get everything together for as cheap as we're gonna be able to get it if we have enough people.
Did you take a look at that Airbnb I sent you the thing for yesterday?
No.
I sent you a link to an Airbnb I found down there. You ought to check it out.
Is it a tree house or something?
No. it's like, but it's also within like 10 minutes of the archaeological park, or maybe 15.
Oh yeah,
It's not even it's not even the hotel I was talking about.
Yeah,
Look at the price on it.
Let's see, what is the price? It doesn't say the price.
It doesn't.
No, it says contact. Damn, it says contact.
It's got a price on it somewhere.
It says contact the seller. Let's see.
Wait a minute.
But either way, I'm sure it's cheap. I mean, I have no idea how cheap. But, anyway,
Okay,
this
well,
sick.
the link I clicked on said $39 a night.
Shit.
So, yeah, this has got it on there.
Well,
You see where it says it? You see where it says entire residential home hosted by Pedro?
Oh, here it is. Yeah, $34 a night for a home. Dude, listen to this. 13 guests, 4 bedrooms, 9 beds, and 5 bathrooms.
Now, do you trust a location that is $34 a night to stay in?
It's Mexico, dude.
It's in the university area.
Does that mean it's safe?
Yeah.
Dude,
Compared to a lot of places, absolutely.
Everything is super cheap in Mexico. It's like, what, 20 pesos to $1?
Oh, no, there's places down there where you could spend $1,000 a night, bro. It's
sure.
not all cheap. But, you know.
This is some local
But
just
you
putting their
got
house
to look.
out.
You got to look at this though, and it's got reviews on it. It's not got a lot, but it's got reviews on it, and
They're all in
it's got
Spanish. How
tons
the
of
fuck am I
photos.
supposed to do that?
What?
They're all in Spanish. I don't know what the hell they're saying.
There's a translation on there
Okay.
somewhere. Yeah, there's a button to translate stuff. It says translate to English right below, about 4 or 5 inches below the pictures.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I mean, you ain't got to convince me. I'm down. I love doing things that I'll never do again. So let's do
the
it.
biggest
Expensive
cost will be we'll have to pay a couple $100 in boat fees on each trip. But if we're all paying that, that's no big deal.
Right.
And we'll have to pay the airfare. That'll probably be the biggest expense for each and every person.
Right.
And as far as eating in Mexico City, you can eat as cheap as you want or as expensive as you want.
Right. I want to eat everything, so every little taco stand I see, I'm gonna eat.
Yeah, you can eat and drink everything, but I hear bad things.
The only thing you really have to watch out for when you're in Mexico, and I was telling Landon this last night, is it's very important when you go out to dinner that you do not drink stuff with ice cubes that are clearly made by the restaurant, where they're all the same size and shape.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you want stuff where if you look at the ice cubes in it and look to see if they're broken up and stuff like that, because that's usually bagged ice that they're getting from a vendor, which is filtered and sanitized and all that other shit. Because the other stuff, they're taking tap water and making it into ice cubes. And you've heard of Montezuma's Revenge, right?
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Yeah, well, when you drink tap water ice cubes, you're going to get Montezuma's Revenge eventually. So that's why you
Jerry, just stop while you're ahead. You're gonna scare him.
I've had it before. You don't die from it, dude.
I know. I'll fuck up a Montezuma. I don't care.
You know, you might shit your pants, but you know,
I don't already do. It happens from time to time. It's okay.
Yeah, you know, what's going through life if you haven't shit your pants once or twice?
No, I say you get once or twice a year. Like, that's like acceptable. Once or twice a year to shit yourself? Yeah.
If you're shitting yourself twice a year, you have a problem.
No, probably once a year.
Well, he has to go in every couple of years for a colonoscopy anyway, so, you know, don't listen to him.
That's true.
See, but that's still shitting yourself once a year is still an issue.
It happens.
I mean,
you get the runs, bro.
let me tell you. Dylan, let me tell you something. When you get old,
You shart yourself.
you're
a
gonna
little bit?
find out that when you sneeze, you may have to check your pants.
Dude, I've literally coughed and shit myself before, so like sharting.
There you go.
Yep. One good hard cough, you shart all over
Well,
yourself.
I think that's happened to the best of us. Like I've sneezed and there was a little backfire.
Well,
you know,
there you go. But as you get older, it gets easier and easier to just.
but no. But
shit
what I'm
yourself.
saying is, it wasn't like a whole goddamn blowout.
No.
Like the way you're talking is you're making full boom booms twice a year.
Dude. No, just a little bit.
All right, that's acceptable twice a year. That's acceptable.
Right. That's all I'm saying.
It's just fucking.
But whether it's a little bit or a lot, you still shit yourself either way.
No. See, because if you
that is shitting yourself.
No, but a little bit, that happens.
That's
if you're
shitting
shitting
yourself.
a whole, listen, if you're
Shitting
shitting
a little bit, that is
if-
shitting yourself.
but shitting a little bit is different than shitting a whole bunch.
I didn't say it wasn't, but it's still
If
shitting
you're-
yourself.
If you're shitting a whole bunch, you have a problem. If you're shitting a little bit, it was an accident.
There's only one other thing that I need to do, really, as far as prepping for this that I got to thinking about, and that is the fact that since it is a National Archaeological Park, I'm going to let the freaking Antiquities Department know that what's going to be going on with that. So I don't think that's going to be a real big issue.
What are you talking about? Let's see.
The going down there, and it's going to be in a National Archaeological Park.
So that's who owns the place?
The Antiquities Division? Probably, yeah. I'll find out for sure. I mean, it's federal government. It's owned by the federal government, but it's not like freaking the United States where you have to send off to the Department of the Interior and wait for a response for 6 months or so. I mean, this is something that's much easier. You can get in and out of the place pretty easy, and and I'm not too worried about it whatsoever. I mean, it's
I'm
just
down.
not. It's not the same thing. Trust me, it's not the same fucking thing.
All right. Well, figure it out. Let us know. Thanks, Jerry. It's great having you.
All
on.
right.
Oh, by the way, you were on the air for millions of people to hear the whole time. So.
Oh, great. Wonderful. I didn't even get a notice that you guys were freaking going live.
It's because you probably aren't subscribed. Subscribe now if you aren't already out there, everybody. Hit the subscribe button. Follow if you are on Twitch right now. Thank you, Cheryl Carter, for coming over, giving us a good follow there, scaring the hell out of me. And, yeah.
So what are you on? Are you on? Is you doing this through YouTube then?
We're on YouTube and Twitch right now.
Okay. All right. Well, I didn't get a notice from YouTube. So I was
Testing out
logged
this
into that.
Twitch thing.
All right. Oh, Twitch. Yeah, I've got an account there, but I probably don't have anything with you guys on it, so
Yeah,
I'll have to do that.
look us up. Hit the follow
All right, bro.
button.
Thanks, Jerry. Take care.
All right, guys. Have fun.
Bye. There you go, guys. What do you know? Can you believe it?
Jerry's very talkative these days.
Dude, I'm telling you, he's losing his mind.
He's a whole new person.
Yeah. He's lost his mind.
I don't know about all that. I mean, I know. Maybe I lost my mind saying I'll consider this trip. I don't know.
No, you're going. You're going to do it. This
I'll
is like
consider
epic. And we'll get Kristen to come too. She'll totally go.
No, like I said, I will consider it. There's a lot of factors in that for me,
We'll
man.
get
I don't know.
me, you, Jerry, Kristen. I'll get Aaron probably. He'll want to come. And I don't know, maybe a couple more. We just got to see how many the boat can hold. I want to get enough that we split it. It's super cheap. Other than the plane ticket. Plane ticket will probably be like $800, dude, honestly.
I looked at mine right now for one way out of Pittsburgh to Mexico City. It's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Assuming we're going to Mexico City.
Yeah, we are.
Because I don't want to, go to any of the weird fucking...
Is that for a year from now, though?
I can pinpoint what the prices are going to be like.
I want to see. I bet you if you've come to Atlanta and fly out, Mexico City. Let's see. Let's just say, here, I'll just say like this date to like this date. Right now, from Atlanta, Mexico City, at about this time next year, is $189.
You know how much it is from Pittsburgh?
How much?
560.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
It's really not that bad. Is
No,
that a
no.
round trip?
No.
That's just one way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do the round trip.
Yeah.
And I guess you just have to get it early enough.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not totally against it right now, but I will consider.
You're going.
I'll consider.
You're going. All right,
I
so
will.
round trip is $387 for me.
By the
It's
way, I'd
cheaper-
like to point
it's
out.
cheaper than for me to fly there to than to my
and-
office in Arkansas.
I'd like to point out that Jerry gets on that little soapbox of his. He gets real close to the phone and he just said, "I lived in the most dangerous part of Mexico. I was there. I was there when Pancho Villa fell."
Telling you, it's crazy, dude.
Oh man, I love Jerry. Jerry's great, man. I wish Jerry would do more shows with us.
Yeah.
I do. I think that'd be great. I now see. I miss the times you guys were trying to talk me into going to prisons, haunted prisons. And a haunted prison, no problem. I would do a haunted prison in no time.
Dude, we can still make that happen.
Yeah, I don't know about a Mexican prison. I don't know about.
No, I ain't going to Mexico prison.
Yeah,
There's plenty of prisons around here we can get into.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like how long have we been rolling?
Here's the West Virginia State Penitentiary T-shirt.
Oh,
Ooh,
very nice.
Look at that. An hour. Been rolling an hour.
Do you have one of Deborah Fawcett's shirts? The old Lavaca County from
No.
the Texas? I thought that you had one.
Nope. I don't even know what you're talking about.
She was one of the folks that was pretty regular over on the old show.
No.
I thought you and
Have you
her were-
listened in on any of them?
No. Well, I'll tell you. Rick sent me a link to one.
Yep.
I clicked on it, heard the intro, and I messaged him back immediately. He said, "I'm tapping, brother. I can't do this."
What was the intro?
It was too... I don't... All right.
Say
The
it. Nobody's watching.
I know. The show was two rather good-looking women with Eddie and Rick
Yes.
and James.
I saw this. I didn't watch it, but I saw that the show was happening.
And it seemed very awkward, and I just couldn't do it.
It seemed weird.
And by the way, Rick never sends me a link to the show. So like I was thinking, oh, okay, like something important must be happening. Like maybe what are you gonna do if it's just me and you ladies back? Or maybe like fucking my favorite Robert Vandenbroek, maybe he's back.
Right.
Nah, I don't know what that show was, and I wasn't about to stick around to find out.
I haven't listened in a while, man. Ever since the James guy got on there, I don't listen. He annoys me. I can't stand him.
Well, like, so I've done, because I did one show with them.
Yeah.
I did one show.
I
And the
listened to that
topic, and the topic was something I had no idea what the fuck it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just, trying my best. Because it's like astro projections or some
Yeah.
shit. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? And yeah, like he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. But if you give him an inch, he'll take the whole show.
And I think that's what Eddie wants. But Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not for me. I won't listen if he's on.
Well, yeah, but I feel like I was that same way where like I think I annoyed a lot of folks. So I think it's just different with how.
Yeah. Just different people like different shit. It's cool.
Yeah.
I ain't hating. I'm just telling you I ain't listening. until
No,
he's
I
gone.
understand until he's. You think I don't think he'll ever be gone. I think he's a mainstay
Yeah.
because he's a part of the political programming.
Oh, is he? I didn't even know
Yeah.
they were still doing that.
Yeah, they still do that.
I'm pretty sure I have that blocked on my side.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. They probably have me blocked on that side. I don't know.
I didn't know they still did that, so that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, he's
Well,
hanging out.
The last episode that I know of, and this was probably a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
was they had all their wives do the show,
Oh Jesus!
and there was like some other lady, and the lady whipped out a big dildo.
Oh God! Doesn't Eddie's wife still do the sex show or whatever?
I don't know. I don't know what Elsa does, but she's a delightful lady, and I love Elsa. There will be no Elsa slander of her show.
No, I was just asking if she still did it.
I don't listen. I was so because I had asked her so many times, like, "Come on, we got to get you on the show. We got to get you on the air." And she's a little shy lady.
Yeah.
If you would have told me that she was gonna do a show and it would immediately go straight to fucking blowjobs,
Yeah, it was quite
I
the
would
show.
have never believed you. I mean, it was the fucking craziest shit. But it's
That show was crazy.
oh man, well, it's like
I was what the fuck am I listening to right now?
I try to talk to Rick Warren once a week, but Rick's moving again,
To where?
some other place in the Kansas area.
Oh, he's staying where he's at.
He's having issues with his current location. I don't know like what exactly. Like, I don't know if his plans are completely made through, but I know that he had voiced to me that he's getting out.
Right.
He's in a community that isn't exactly good.
Mhm.
But it's one of those gated old people communities, you know?
Right.
Like, but I guess there's this lady in the neighborhood whose sole purpose is to get people kicked out.
Oh, so she's starting crap.
Well, she started crap with the African-American family that lived next door to Rick first.
Oh, Jesus. And then went
And-
towards him.
Well, but she was cool with Rick at first. We assume because of Rick having a white wife.
Right.
But like this lady went down the neighborhood and complained about like marijuana smoke. And of course, if there's marijuana smoke, you know who they're blaming.
Mm-hmm.
So they kicked that family out. And it was
They
shortly
kicked him
after.
out just for marijuana
They-
smoke?
Well, the lady had started a petition.
Wow.
She had started a petition and went door to door and asked everyone to sign the petition to get them out because she didn't feel like, they belonged or whatever. And she claimed she smelled the marijuana smoke. And Rick said that she would like watch them at nighttime. Like she would just stare at them through her window, just watching. And
That's psychotic, bro.
so she went and like made a petition. Ah, man, I wish I could. Do you know if they have a show tonight?
Who?
Rick. They don't
Oh.
do a show on Friday, do they?
No, they do Saturday.
I'm going to call him real quick just to see if he's available. Because he would tell this story better.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's some psycho shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy shit. So I think he's not very happy right now.
If so, I can call him on. He ain't gonna answer.
I don't think so. It is a little late for him.
8 o'clock?
Yeah, well, for him, it's even earlier than that. For him, it's like 6, 5. But he's up real early. Like he's up at 8 o'clock in the morning, my time.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Which is why like doing the shows is rough for him. But anyway, so this lady asked everybody to sign this petition, and then Rick had to go to court, and yeah, he wants out.
He had to go to court over this
He had to go-
petition?
He had to go to court. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So man, it's rough. I love Rick. Rick's my buddy. Rick's the only person that I'm still in contact with.
See, we don't do that country shit out, or that stupid shit out here in the country, dude.
Yeah.
People just show up with guns.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
I had a buddy that moved in just a few houses down the road. He came up to me and he said, hey, like, my first couple days, somebody pulled up to my house and was like, hey, he told me, he said, hey, we don't call the cops around here. They don't get here quick enough. Make sure you have enough guns. And then he left. And I was like,
make sure you have it. That sounds like a threat.
no, dude. He was just like, hey, we have to take care of ourselves out here. We live so far out of the city. Like, make sure you have some guns around you, because ain't nobody gonna save you.
So, do you feel first? Do you talk to anybody on the paranormal side? Like, do you talk to Eddie or any of them?
No. I mean, here's the thing. Rick always sending me something on the Messenger, and it's always like sketchy shit, so I never open it.
It's always sketchy
because I don't
shit.
know what's real, what's not real. So like, I literally don't even look at it. But I don't have the heart to tell him, hey Rick, stop sending me that goddamn shit, because it's annoying.
Stop. Yeah.
No, I mean, Eddie and I'll like say a message back and forth here and there, but that's, I mean, nothing long forward. It's like he'll send me a link to something that's pretty cool, and I'll be like, "Whoa, did you actually watch this yet or see this?" And that was it.
That's sort of the same. That's sort of the same thing with me and him. He'll send, like, the other week he sent me a link about Dogmen documentary.
Yeah,
and I said, I said, oh, your guys' documentary's out, and he said, oh, that's not ours.
Yeah, that's a Seth Breedlove one.
But like, yeah, me and Eddie don't talk. It's weird considering we used to talk every day. You know? But you think about like all the weird shit that happened towards the end of my time over there that, like, you know, me being called untalented and that I don't know anything. But you check the viewership lately? Oof.
I haven't seen it. Is it bad?
It's not good. Listen, nobody watches our show, but we didn't have a built-in audience.
Oh yeah, and we don't
like
care if anybody listens.
Like, I didn't when we started this show, we didn't have a built-in audience like some people had. You know, when they joined and already a show when the ball was already rolling. You know,
right? We
didn't have that.
Right.
But
the only reason I think they still have people, man, that listen all the time is because they're consistent. They do it every week.
No, I don't think that's it.
I think it is. I think people just know that they can go on Saturday and there'll be something going on.
No, because the thing is, there's new people every week. There are new people every week. The problem, see, here's the deal. You have people who are considered like lifers, like Darren, who watches over there.
Right.
Darren's a very spiritual person. Like, very spiritual person.
Mm-hmm.
He loves the show. Loves it.
Right.
Because the last I heard, he's like one of the Jesus is coming people. Like, that's sort of his philosophy. He loves the show.
Well, yeah, because they talk to those frou-frou people like that. So, of course, it's his target audience. So then you have the people who watch just for Eddie.
Yeah. And that's the most significant part of their audience.
Sue?
I didn't name names. The most significant part of their audience. I just told that story the other day, by the way.
Yeah.
About what happened to that show. Why I got in trouble. But no, like.
So they just love Eddie.
They want to look at him. If there's a week where Eddie's not doing the show, I guarantee you half those people don't watch. Half those people.
Shit.
And I know that because they used to say it like on the shows. They used to say like in the comments, we would be talking about like a subject.
Right.
And you just have people, wow, Eddie, you look really good. You look really good in that black shirt. Yeah. And it's like, fuck, dude, he wears a black shirt every day. You know, like, let's calm down. But nah, man, that's a huge part of their audience is people who were just watching to look at him. That's why like shows when like he wasn't there, like when me and Kristen took over, the audience completely shifted. Because the audience became people that were like actually into the conversation.
Right. Right.
And now those people don't have an alternative. So like all of the people who were there during my tenure, who were like my regulars, don't watch the show. That's the thing.
Can't blame them.
No. Well, like you look back at that time and it's like, listen, for as much as some people like to take it away from me, a lot of the shows that I spearheaded were the most watched shows they have.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Now, I will say the most watched show over there, I had nothing to do. Well, I was on, but I had nothing to do with it. Because that was The Blowing Cave. That's their most viewed episode ever.
Really?
Yeah. Blowing Cave blew everything out of the water, and I still don't know why. Because, number one, I don't think it was that good of a show. Number two,
my next question. Was it even good? I want to look this up.
No, it wasn't that good of a show. But it wasn't the guy who we were interviewing's fault. The guy's name was like Jim something. I don't remember his last name. He was a really cool dude. He was a smart dude and he was knowledgeable. The problem was he wasn't knowledgeable on the cave. The cave just happens to be on his property.
Right.
So he didn't really know all the lore about the cave. He just knew, oh, I know that I have this sort of famous cave in my backyard.
Oh, so when he came on, he wasn't even really giving you what you wanted.
I wouldn't even say that because he gave a lot. I mean, he was a good he was a good guy to talk to. He just wasn't the right guy to talk to about that.
Right.
It was a good show. It just, like, I remember you would ask him, Eddie would ask about the Blue Avian people, and the dude came out and said, I've never even heard of that. And then there's a story about like a couple of people went into the cave one time, and one of the people fell through a tube in the water, and like when they ended up in this place where all the blue people were there, and then the blue people sent them back, and like they were missing for a while or some shit. Like, it's just a weird story. The dude is like, yeah, never heard that. But that's like the most famous story about the cave.
Right.
And I don't know to this day. I think that was a show that Eddie booked. I don't know what made Eddie. I think I do. I don't know for sure what made Eddie say, oh, I'm going to book this guy on the show. I think it was just because at that point in time, Eddie wanted to go cave. What do they call that?
Caving?
Well, no, because there's a word for it. When you go into spelunking. That's it.
I think that
he wanted to go. Eddie wanted to go spelunk.
Splunk my ass off.
Yeah, and yeah. But like, this is, by the way, everyone, this is the part of the show where we talk about things we talk about every time we do this show. No, but I don't think I've ever talked about that particular episode.
No. I'm gonna have to look that up though.
Yeah, it was a most watched episode.
Does he go into the stories of the crazy blue people? Like Eddie go into them? Because that's the part I would want to hear.
Yeah, Eddie goes into them. So the dude was a good guest for someone like me because he was dealing in facts.
Right.
So he was talking about like how there were countless like Western outlaws who supposedly hid their caches there.
Right.
And that some of those caches are apparently still said to be hidden away.
Damn.
There was one lady. It was a lady. I remember that it was a lady. There was a lady in particular that was a lady outlaw, and supposedly her cache is there, or was there.
Dang. So is this dude went looking in these caves for any of this? I owned it, but I would be all over that cave.
I think he has. It's just, you don't know the water levels inside the cave,
right,
and you don't know what's safe to walk on.
Right.
But yeah, I think people do go and spelunk in the cave.
I would.
I wouldn't. Fuck that.
But I'm a crazy motherfucker, so
yeah. But It's almost Halloween, Landon.
Yeah, you excited?
I mean, I don't get excited for Halloween because I'm a grown ass man, but I don't know. I like fall.
I like fall. I used to really get excited about Halloween back when I had television and shit, like normal TV, because they
Because
would
you
play
would watch the movies, yeah.
before Netflix and all that. And, Prime came out, so I used to really love it because all my favorite movies would be out then, and it was just I just binge watched all month. But now that you can get that anytime, I don't even really notice.
So for me, that I was the same way, by the way.
Yeah.
I would get excited because AMC every year would show all the Halloweens. So every year, myself and my brother watched the Halloweens, all of them.
Yeah. By the
And
way,
this year-
next Friday, the next one comes out.
And this year, there's a new one to add to the list of viewings each year. So we're very excited about that.
Yeah, I'm
So
gonna go
far-
see it myself.
We are the 8th of October. We've watched Halloween 1. So we have a lot of watching to do, but plenty of time to do it.
Yeah.
But that includes, I think we'll skip Halloween 3 this year. But that'll include the Rob Zombie remake and then the modern. You know what I used to like about Halloween? Like I used to get excited for, and I don't even think they still do it. Disney Channel used to have a movie called Halloween Town.
I remember the movie, but I'm sure they still do it.
I loved Halloween Town.
I hated watching Disney Channel, so I don't.
I hated Disney
remember
Channel
but
too.
I remember the name of that movie.
I hated Disney Channel too, but Halloween Town was so cool.
Yeah.
It was such a nice, it was such a cool movie. And then they made 6 of them, and I've probably only seen 3, and it's probably not even the same people anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't like a lot of the normal movies people like I don't like Hocus Pocus or any of that weird shit.
No. I like
We
that.
must eat the souls and boil the children, or we will cease to exist.
If it starts to look like a play,
I'm in the same boat as you.
No.
When it looks too
scripted, too,
like
thought out. I don't know.
when you can
It's not
tell
natural.
when you can tell that someone's be more theatric, that's when it's an issue.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. No. I'm excited. Next week that comes out.
yeah.
Oh, I got something. Let me show you this. Hold on. You'll appreciate this. I got the Halloween soundtrack on vinyl,
Oh wow.
and it.
Oh, it's
comes with-
orange.
It comes with this sick orange vinyl.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Fucked up pumpkins on each side. Dude, but there's it's a 2 discs.
Yeah.
And it has all the dude. It's dope.
Now
It's
the
so
question
dope.
is,
Look at
do
that.
you listen? That is dope. Do you listen to any of the songs other than the do 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 do?
Oh yeah, I listen to all of them, man.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
See, I feel like that's the only song I would listen to on that album. As Landon scoots back, puts the vinyl down.
Now, I will say I get super hype when that one comes on specifically, but
Yeah.
nah, dude. I
Well, because
listen to all
that
of
to
them.
me is the definitive. How much longer do you want to keep? Can we keep going?
It's dude. Well, I literally was talking about this last night when I was streaming. I was like, because I was listening to this while I was editing a video on here,
Yeah.
and I was like, that motherfucker when he hit that do 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 do. The minute he hit it, it was like, this is it.
Yeah. See, because I
This is
want to
it,
talk
baby.
about some of these movies. Do we have time for that?
Sure.
So, I always thought that Halloween by far had the best, soundtrack or score.
Oh, yeah.
And that includes, listen, Freddy had the 1-2, Freddy's Coming for You. Jason had the choo choo choo. Okay. There were a lot of, horror figures that had cool, entrances or scores or whatever.
Nobody did it like Halloween.
But Michael Myers as the Shape, before it sort of became its own character, when it was still just evil on two legs.
Yeah.
I looked into the eyes of that 6-year-old boy, and I saw the darkest eyes, the devil's eyes. Donald Pleasance was so fucking perfect playing Sam Loomis.
Dude,
And
it's one of the greatest out of those like big main ones that came out around that time.
but it
I
gets
fucking
so
love
much it gets so much shit though.
Yes, but all great things do.
I feel like it gets so much shit because like Freddy Krueger was so animated.
Yeah.
Like Robert Englund, you know, he had the cool lines. He got to say the cool shit. He was like the cool kill. Welcome to prime time, bitch. You
Yeah.
know, like he had the cool kills. He had the cool lines. He was able to ad lib. Michael Myers at Halloween 1, at that point, he's just a guy who's
Right.
unhinged, doesn't talk,
It's a whole different type of movie, man.
seemingly unkillable.
By the way, I don't know if you've ever seen this. You know I have him tattooed on me.
I did not. I've never seen. I didn't know you had tattoos.
Yeah, that's the cover of the first Halloween movie. And then
I
have
like that.
Mr. Miyagi right here.
Yeah, Mr. Miyagi. I
I've
didn't
got a
know
lot
that
of
you were
tattoos. Dude,
tattooed.
I got tattoos like all over
I-
on my back. Yeah.
I feel like that's the thing with me though, is like I have a very noticeable tattoo.
Right.
Like it's one of those things where like you can't avoid my tattoo. So you're one of two people. Either you're someone who avoids me because I have tattoos, or you're someone who's like, oh, that's a cool tattoo. Like, what's the story behind it?
Right.
Like, but I've never seen you at those angles to know that you have tattoos. That's cool as fuck. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
I love Halloween, dude.
But to me too. But to me, like, and I know that if I ask you what your favorite horror movie is, you probably have some fucking obscure movie nobody knows.
Favorite Halloween movie?
Like favorite scary, like spooky horror, not Blair Witch, because Blair Witch has been something that we've, covered.
Favorite scary movie. I have this movie poster. You can't see it right here, but this is like when I was a kid, this one is the one that scared me the most. This is why I have it on the wall. I now watch it as an adult, and it's not what it was when it was for a kid for me.
Yeah.
But the A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge, the most hated out of all the Freddy movies.
Yeah.
But that school bus scene at the very beginning
Oh yeah.
screwed me up as a kid.
You know what
I
other
love that
scene?
one.
You know what other scene did the school bus so well?
Hmm.
It's a movie that gets a lot of hate because the director did some bad things. Jeepers Creepers.
Oh yeah. I like Jeepers Creepers.
So you know
Okay.
that Jeepers Creepers is like loosely based off of fact.
Right. Yeah.
So there is a legitimate story to the Jeepers Creepers where like I think the story is about like a guy who it was two kids who were traveling across the country and they saw a guy dumping bodies into like this
Yeah.
sewer or some shit.
Yeah.
And they called and the dude followed them. Like they were scared and they were able to get to safety. And sure enough, they went back and showed the police and like this guy had a fucking mountain of bodies. So the director or producer, whatever it was, someone who was very influential, the creator of Jeepers Creepers, did some bad things.
Right.
And so those movies as a whole are sort of shunned. But that second movie, I would say more so than the first, that second movie is such a good movie, just with how it does the storytelling.
Yeah.
Because the whole movie takes place in a bus.
Yeah.
The whole movie. It's such a good fucking movie.
Yeah. But as far as like favorite old horror movies though, man, I don't know. See, I like weird shit. I like the psychological horrors.
Yeah.
I like the stuff that like Ari Aster's done, with like Hereditary and Midsummer. I like movies like Sign.
Have you ever
Sign was a
seen
good
Mystic
one.
River?
I feel like yes, I've Hold on, let me look it up. As soon as I see it, I'll know. But I know that name, so probably. Mystic River. I think I've seen this, but I think it's been a long time.
I wasn't a fan of that movie.
Yeah,
And
I don't remember it.
It's a decent movie. Like, it tells good story. It's just I was not a fan. I saw it recently. Was not a fan.
Dude, have you watched Squid Game on Netflix?
No, I refuse.
Bro, it's so good.
I refuse.
It's so good. It's the best thing I've seen all year.
See, I get that. Like, I get everybody being so
We have,
excited for something.
Jerry in the chat. Hey, Jerry,
Jerry.
hit that follow button on Twitch there. Don't be an asshole. Hit the follow button. Give me a follow.
So here's my question for you, okay? Going back to, like, the Halloween type. What scene, like, and this is in any movie, like, what actor to you, or, like, specific line in a movie,
Okay.
what made it seem real to you?
What in the movie made it seem real?
Like, what in the movie where you were like, oh my god, like, I could sell this as being, like, real? Like, if someone told me that this was real shit, like, reality TV type shit, what would that scene be?
Dude, that's what I was thinking when I was watching freaking The Blair Witch Project when it came out. I mean, I know you tell me not to keep going back to that, but that's exactly what I thought that shit was legit, bro. For a little bit.
Yeah. For me, man, it's like that Sam Loomis. Okay. My favorite Halloween movie is Halloween 4.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know, the ending of Halloween 4 is where Danielle Harris's character, Jamie, like, stabs her mother.
Mm-hmm.
And she, like, you know, there is a scene in that movie that is so fucking good. It's the scene where, and see, because what happens right after the scene I hate. But there's the...
So you talking about scenes that, like, just hit you? Like, oh shit, like you really feel
like,
it?
like,
Oh,
where, like,
okay,
you
I got you.
feel it.
I got you. I see what you're saying. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, did I not explain that well?
No. Yeah, I was thinking something totally different. Now, as you're
Okay.
as you're saying this, I'm getting it. Go ahead.
So, like, there's a scene in Halloween 4. Once again, my favorite Halloween movie, because I think it has the coolest kills.
Right.
Like, a bitch gets stabbed through the torso with a shotgun. You know? Like, just a great... Anywho, there's the scene where Michael Myers, who'd have figured, escapes. And Sam Loomis ends up at this old gas station / diner. And he goes in, he asks, "Can I use the phone?" And there's nobody there. So he looks over the counter and he sees, like, the carnage. And he looks up and he sees in the mirror that Michael Myers, with a bandaged face, wearing the fucking jumpsuit that he just killed a guy for, is standing behind him. And he turns around and says, "So you've gone home, Michael. Michael, no one needs to suffer. Don't kill those people. Take me, you son of a bitch." And then he shoots him. He shoots at him, like, you know, empties the clip. And Michael Myers is just gone. Now, the scene directly following that is the whole explosion, which I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of the explosion. But that scene, the chemistry in that scene, where only one guy is talking, beats every other movie.
Right. Jerry's got a thing here. Let's read this before I comment. The first Friday the 13th, simply because nothing had ever been done like that before. It was shocking. You guys got too jaded to have that effect. Yeah, you know, if I was 93 years old and remember watching black and white, you know, films on a rotating lamp, I would find that movie to be shocking too. But
I don't think...
so Friday the 13th, yes, I personally love Freddy. Like,
Yeah.
that was my favorite of all of them. I think Halloween did it the most perfect, like all around with music and the way they did their stuff. But no, dude. So you're talking about these scenes that hit you that like really make you feel something. That you have to watch Squid Game. I'm telling you, dude. There's like 3 or 4 different instances in there where I'm like it hits you. You're like, damn. Like because that's this type of show. Like, first off, you know, since that's been out is the number one thing that's ever been on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Nothing's ever came close.
Yeah.
It's because they do such a good job of making you feel like you're in the contest too.
Yeah.
Like you're part of it. And so you're invested because you start seeing all these people getting killed around you for not being invested in the whole show, right? That you just, dude, I straight binge watch it for 10 hours straight. I didn't sleep one whole night.
But see, you and I, people who look at things that deep, there are a lot of people who are just watching the show that they have no idea that that's why the show's so good, that they're oblivious to that.
Right.
So I wouldn't say that that's why the show's good. I think this is an example of a time where people bandwagon. People needed something to watch right now, and what better?
Dude, I watched it before it was even anything. I'm telling you, bro,
No,
you have to.
and I
I
agree
wish
with you.
you had watched it. So
But see,
it.
to me, it's like it's the same thing with like the Tiger King, where what about that was good?
Nothing
it was
was
just-
good about it. It was an interesting story.
No,
Yes,
it
is.
wasn't. How is that an interesting story?
Look at that lunatic, dude. That's like watching Jackass, but at the end of Jackass, they plot to kill somebody and they all go to jail. That's all that was.
But see, the problem is that there are too many people who don't get the message of, oh, that guy's crazy. There's people that really think, oh, God, the goddamn bitch Carol Baskin, she deserves what's coming to her, I'll tell you what. Oh, Tornado, where's that goddamn rabbit?
Jerry
was
said,
my-
my daughter watches that shit. I thought she was talking about Squidbillies at first. No.
Squidbillies. I remember Squidbillies.
I love Squidbillies. But no, dude, you have to watch it, bro. Like, I randomly picked it. I saw before I saw anything on, like, I had to have watched it the day it came out because it was something in the new column and like the little picture that they have for it just looked cool, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just try.
By the way, Jerry, that was my impression of Yosemite Sam. I hope you enjoyed that. It was just for you. My Sam Loomis was pretty good there.
Yeah.
My Sam Loomis. How many people do you know that are doing that fucking movie quote?
I need a Steve Harvey impersonation. Can you do that?
No, I can't do Steve Harvey.
I had to go film some videos for work, and I need a Steve Harvey one for this one I'm editing.
You know what to me is a movie? What's the most overrated movie to you?
Overrated?
In the genre, in that sort of same vein of horror fall type movies, like overrated.
The Conjuring. The Annabelles.
Wow, really?
The Conjurings, the Annabelles, the Chuckies.
Mine's a deep cut. Mine's one that will piss people off.
Yeah?
Mine's Scream. Scream's the
Scream,
most
for sure.
overrated. Dude, and everybody who talks about Scream and liking Scream, oh, it was Wes Craven's a visionary. He saw the genre was dying and he brought it back. He ruined the entire fucking genre for everyone else after. And I love Wes Craven. Listen, fucking The Hills Have Eyes, great. Love it. Wes Craven ruined the horror genre with that movie.
Yes.
And listen, Friday the 13th, Wes Craven, Scream ruined the horror genre.
Jerry says anything based on the Warrens is BS. Yeah, that's what I say. Like, all the whole Conjuring shit is just...
I don't mind the Conjuring movies because, listen, I
don't mind them either, but they're overrated.
You're right.
They should not be as good as... make as much
people
money
shouldn't.
Right.
This is what I'll say. I think that the reason that I'm okay with them is because I can separate the Warrens shit with the movie that I'm watching.
Right.
I think that's why they're good to me, because I don't go into it like thinking, oh, this is going to be my education lesson on what the Warrens did at this location.
Right.
I think that's why it's different to me.
Right. Yeah, no, I don't like those movies.
Now,
I mean, I watched them, but it's like, it's definitely one of those things where I'm like, I'm never going to watch this again, you know.
Now, what's
like,
the most...
I like, one I didn't talk about is the Saw movies. I really liked the Saw movies. I think.
Did you see the new one with Chris Rock?
Oh yeah, I have the movie poster right there.
Is it? I haven't seen it. Is it good?
The movie poster?
No, the Chris Rock one.
Oh,
like the movie.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's good.
It's about dirty cops. So
yeah,
I really like it.
Here's one for you. Most underrated. There's a cat in the background. Most underrated movie, same vein, genre, Halloween type time. What's the most underrated?
The most underrated movie. Probably. I don't know. This isn't really. It's horror, but it's really not like a Halloween horror. Probably like a Bone Tomahawk. It's pretty underrated for how good it is.
The fuck is a Bone Tomahawk?
Bone Tomahawk, dude. Oh my god. You don't know what Bone Tomahawk is?
No.
Holy shit.
I'm looking it up right now.
It's crazy, dude.
I'm curious to hear Jerry's answer for most underrated.
That's one of those movies that like it also puts you in the I like those type of movies though. It makes you feel like you're part of it.
Oh, so this is like a Western?
Yeah, it's a Western, dude.
Okay, I think I would love this.
Dude,
I think I'll love this. I'm gonna see where I could fucking watch this. I'll watch it today.
You need to, bro. It's like
because it has Kurt Russell. Yeah, I'm hooked.
It's fantastic.
Patrick Wilson's in it. Yeah, it has a good cast. David Arquette.
There's like a good
Sid Haig. Sid Haig.
Yes, dude. That's what I'm telling you.
Cool.
It's so good. It's so underrated. It's like it came out and then it never really got that popular. But I watched it and I was like, dude, this is so good. Like, there's definitely like the middle part of it there for a minute. I was like, okay, you're dragging this out a bit. Like, we could have cut this down a little bit. But then once the ending happens, it all made sense. So,
yeah,
dude,
I feel like
that's such a good one, man.
I feel like that's. So I have two answers to the question for underrated. The first one, once again, sort of like yours, isn't exactly the Halloween type story, but it's The Lighthouse with Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. If you like those types of, you got to watch that one. That's all I'm gonna say. You got to watch that one. It's black and white.
Oh, I have not seen it.
No, it's a modern movie, black and white. You have to watch it.
Okay, I'll add it to the list.
It has, because you're into that kind of like mind, like people losing their shit type deal.
Yeah,
it's a story about going stir crazy.
Oh, okay.
And it's, I mean, two great actors. You wouldn't have thought that the guy from Twilight could be such a good actor. You're going to walk away from this movie with a whole new respect for him.
Really?
Yes. You're going to walk, after you watch that movie, you're going to think that he really can play Batman.
Really?
Because he's the next Batman. You're going to walk away thinking he can actually do it. That's how good his performance is. And Willem Dafoe, same thing. But my other answer is an answer that another movie gets fucking shit on. And I'm only counting the first one because the other 8 are irrelevant.
Right.
Wrong Turn 1 is a fucking classic. Fuck anybody who says otherwise. It's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
It's perfect for the time. Because at that point in time, Scream fucked up a regular horror movie. You couldn't do a slasher movie anymore. So you needed something deeper. And to me, what was so good about the first Wrong Turn was the suspense. Because you didn't know.
Right.
I mean, later in the series, that was like the whole like charm of the movie, which is why I don't like the other films. But like, even like there are things that they connected from the first movie to like the later films where like looking back at it, it makes sense. Like the best way that I can describe Wrong Turn, if you've never seen Wrong Turn 1, is it's like The Hills Have Eyes, but I would argue possibly better.
It's different.
I don't know.
It's more modern style filmmaking than The Hills Have Eyes. I think.
You're right, but the modern Hills Have Eyes wasn't, like, are we, because if I was comparing it to the modern Hills Have Eyes, because I think that's what most people think of now when you think of Hills Have Eyes.
I think of the original, but
I do too. I always have too, because I like the original.
Right.
I did not like the remake.
Right.
I liked the acting in the remake, but I did not like the remake.
Right.
I also didn't like the nuclear aspect of the remake. I thought that was weird.
Ooh, I got you another underrated one.
What do you got?
The Leprechaun movies.
See, but
Underrated.
Leprechaun 1 had Jennifer Aniston. Okay.
I love all the Leprechaun movies.
Here's the deal. Leprechaun in Space and Leprechaun in the Hood and Leprechaun in the Hood 2.
Yes.
I could go without those movies. It's
What?
sort of like, I don't know.
Leprechaun
They're funny.
in the Hood was hilarious.
Well, here's the thing, is that the Leprechaun movies, I get confused on, am I supposed to be scared or am I supposed to chuckle?
No, it's like a horror comedy.
See, that's how I think. But then it's like, dude, like, to me, The Exorcist is a horror comedy.
True.
Jerry was shitting in his diapers, and to me, I hear, fuck me in the cunt, you bitch. And I'm fucking, she said
I
cunt.
think that's overrated too. I think that movie is overrated a bit.
I don't think at the time it was overrated.
No,
I think
no,
it's
no.
become overrated.
Right. That came out before my time, I'm sure. So
Yeah. I think it's a movie that's become overrated. Like people,
Yeah.
if you still say that the definitive horror movie is The Exorcist,
right.
you're out of touch. But like, to me, man, Halloween 4, like I said. Okay, I have a question because you're a Halloween guy. How do you feel about Halloween 3? That's the one with the masks. That's the one that's completely different than the Michael Myers story.
I'd have to watch it
Happy
again.
Halloween.
I'd have to watch it again.
Okay.
I don't want to say. I'm not putting my opinion out there live for everybody without have watched. I haven't watched them in a while, so.
So here's the homework for you.
Okay.
I want you to watch that movie.
Okay, number
The
3.
next Landon and Dylan show.
Dude, it's probably been over 6 years since I've seen it. So
The next Landon and Dylan show.
all
We're
right.
gonna do a movie special.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about
Wanna watch a movie
We're gonna
live?
talk about movies, TV shows. We can. You want to watch it live?
We can watch it live.
What we'll do what we did last time, where we'll watch it live and then we'll do a show after.
Fuck it, we'll do it here.
I don't think we can do that on Twitch, can we?
I don't know. I don't know nothing about Twitch, but nobody follows me here, so
I don't know
we
if you can do that. We won't get try. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the rules are. Yeah, I'm down to try.
Yes, fuck it.
That's what we'll do.
I'll run it right through my capture card, and and then I'll create a scene so we can watch the movie and then stop it and come back to us.
Oh, like we're gonna do a live. Oh, dude, I want to do a live. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, so like we're gonna talk through the movie.
So we could stop it if we wanted to. We could overlay
Fuck
ourselves on it.
fuck stopping it. I just want to talk while the movie's going on.
Yeah, we can do that.
I just want to do it like sort of like they have the directors parts in films, like where they have like the blips.
Right.
We're just gonna talk through the movie. Oh,
Yeah.
Landon,
We can do that.
if we could schedule it, we could watch a horror movie every week until like Halloween.
We could probably make that happen.
You think we can make that happen?
Yeah.
All right, so here's what we'll do. I picked the first movie.
You pick
Of course, I don't know.
3.
Because see, I feel like Halloween 3 isn't a good enough one to really like watch. I feel like I shouldn't pick a movie that people think is shitty.
Right.
Because that's why I asked you about Halloween 3. Because, well, see, that's the other thing is like we could, in theory, do a Halloween marathon.
We could. We could just go straight through.
Because you think about it, we've both done long ass shows. That would be. But I watched Halloween
Should we
1.
do like just 12 fucking straight hours of watching Halloween?
I
I'm
will
setting this up
totally.
in my living room if that's the case. I'm laying on my couch.
Okay, here's my question to you. Do you think that we could feasibly pull that off?
Yes.
And would you want to do that?
It doesn't matter what I want. I would do it for the 3 viewers.
I totally want to do that. I think that's so fucking cool.
People stream them sleeping, man, and make money. So
Yeah, but I think with us using, like, I think it depends. So this is what I think. This is what the caveat is, because I think there is a way around it.
okay.
If we watch the movie and they hear the audio, but they don't see the movie, but we tell them when to like click play on the movie to watch it with us, I think that's okay. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll have
So
to look it up.
because that's what I know for a fact people do with like pay-per-view events.
Right.
Because
like
that's what
you
I did when I was doing the UFC stuff. You couldn't show the fight, but you could have audio of you could have the commentators talking and you could be talking. You just couldn't show the fight. And I believe movies are the same way. And that's why like people who do those things do watch-alongs where you tell the people who are watching this is when to hit play. And then you'll start it. So what you'll do is you'll run a screen where me and you were watching it. And then they'll just see me and you on screen like this.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And they're watching it on something else.
And yeah, they'll watch it on something else, and we'll still be able to discuss the movie, and they'll be able to like be along with us.
All right, we'll figure it out. I'll look it up.
We gotta do.
If Twitch doesn't care, I'm gonna show it on screen. I don't,
I think they do care. That's why I'm saying I think we have to not show it on screen. We can do audio. We just can't do.
Okay.
But even if we have to do like parts, like even if we do like 1, 2, I guess we skip 3 because nobody watches.
What
3.
is there? How many are there total now?
So if we're only doing the original, it goes up to 6 plus the new. Well, okay. It depends on what story we're going with. So if we're only doing the original chronological timeline, it goes 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6.
Right.
Then there's the second timeline where it goes 1, 2, skips straight to Halloween H2O, and then goes to Halloween, the one with fucking Busta Rhymes.
No, Jason X.
Yeah. And then there's the most recent timeline, the modern timeline, where it's 1 to the 2018 version, and then now this new film. Or no, it goes 1 the 2018 and then this new version.
Right.
Because in the 2018 they're not related. Laurie Strode and Michael aren't related.
So technically, this new one is now the third one.
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't think we could get away with playing the audio for that movie.
Yeah. I'll look it up. We'll see. Right.
Because that's I think there's a thing with like how
many years it's been out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jerry says here again while riding in the Jeep. I'm assuming. Okay.
Jerry's just tuning in. But yeah, so even if we have to split it up,
we'll do a marathon. We'll watch a bunch of Halloween movies one day. One day I got a day off. I don't have my little one. We'll start early. That's the key with me, dude. If we're gonna do something like that, we got to start in the morning.
Early. Yeah.
And yeah, I can go all day if I ain't got nothing to do.
I can too.
Especially if I can set my couch up and watch it.
Well, here's the way I see it. Well, we can even do it in separate parts where we can do like 2 movies a day.
Right.
So like if we do the once a week thing, we could watch 1 and 2, then 4 and 5, and then 6. And that's only 3 separate shows. It's going to be 4 hours, 4 hours, and an hour.
Right.
But then it's also like we could even skip the shittier ones if we wanted to, like, because people don't like Halloween 6. Because Halloween 6 is the one with
I'm
Paul
almost
Rudd.
interested, though. Should we stick with something like that that's super popular and people have seen, or should we play like movies neither of us have seen and
See,
react live? What would be more entertaining?
See, I feel like with Halloween, you and I have such insights with those particular movies that would be more fun for us.
True.
But I
Alright,
feel
fuck
like
it. Let's do that. Then
I
later
feel
we
like
can change it.
in the future, I feel like doing movies that we haven't seen and shit like that could be fun.
Right.
Like I wouldn't mind doing The Lighthouse.
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote it on my list. I have a running list of movies that people always tell me about.
So the Landon and Dylan show, we're becoming movie reviewers.
Fuck them.
I'm down. I'm down with the format change. Fuck, keeps me from having to find news. Right, Landon?
Right.
We're just gonna watch movies and talk live about them.
Yeah.
Well,
And all
everyone.
of you assholes should pay us for it too.
Yeah, all of you 3 people. Jerry. Jerry. So I think that's our show, everybody.
Yep,
I think that's
it. Hit
that's
that follow button, guys, if you're watching. Appreciate that.
next
Did
week.
3.5 hours last night. We did 2 tonight. It's pretty good, man.
Next week we're gonna aim for Halloween 1 and 2 at least.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. What else? What else? That's it. That's it, I think. Hang out after this. I want to show you a video. Tell me what you think. All right, guys. Y'all have a good one. We'll talk to you next time.
The Landon and Dylan Show, rated 1 star on all podcasts.